Now, President Trump and the GOP continue to promote their tax plan that would drastically cut taxes for the wealthy and corporations while simultaneously blowing up the deficit. Now, it's the same tax plan the Republicans have had for years. Let's cut taxes on the rich. Let's cut taxes on corporations. Let's eliminate the estate tax. Let's do all these special tax breaks for our donors. Because that's what they paid for. That's what they pay us for. Now, the plan actually calls for cutting the corporate tax rate to 20% from 35% and creating a new category for pass-through income earned by partners and sole proprietors, which would be taxed at 25% instead of the 39.6% top individual rate paid by some. It also proposed cutting the top individual rate to 35% and would eliminate the 40% tax paid on estate assets worth more than $5.5 million or $11 million for a married couple. Because, of course, those people are the middle class that Trump is trying to protect. Now, he claims that, no, this tax plan, it's not a tax plan that benefits the rich. It's a miracle for the middle class and will spur economic growth by creating a better tax climate for businesses. That, of course, is not true. We actually have evidence that companies who received tax cuts before, instead of creating jobs, they use that money for acquisitions. Now, when they acquire other companies, that also tends to lead to job losses. Now, they also use that money, it's been shown, for stock buybacks into their own company. So the claim that it's going to create jobs is a bunch of bullcrap. Now, here's who's winning with the GOP tax cuts. According to the nonprofit Tax Policy Center, taxpayers in the highest 1% of incomes making more than $730,000 annually would receive about half of the total benefit from Trump's proposed overhaul, with their after-tax income expected to increase an average of 8.5%. I think it is pretty obvious who this entire thing is designed to benefit. Now, Trump is expected to travel today to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, to try and sell this tax plan to the working class folks there. Well, that should be very, very interesting. According to the Business Insider, the president is expected to describe how, if his plan became law, truckers would benefit the proposal to lower tax rates for the middle class, which it does very little of, cuts taxes paid by the manufacturers whose products they transport, create a new tax category and rate for pass-through companies, and eliminate a tax paid for by the wealthiest 2.2% of estates, according to a senior administration official. So he's going to have to turn that and try to convince truckers to support it. Good luck with that. That's all I'm saying. But look, we've had a lot of studies and a lot of breakdowns from different nonpartisan research groups that actually crunched the numbers, at least the numbers that were actually there, as this entire tax plan has been incredibly vague. And they found out that, again, this was nothing more than a bonanza for the wealthiest Americans. And if you ask the American people, they're not interested in this kind of tax plan. There's a new Reuters Ipsos poll conducted from September 29th to October 5th that found that 53% of adults strongly agreed that the wealthiest Americans should pay higher taxes, not lower taxes, higher taxes, more taxes. Additional 23% somewhat agreed that the wealthiest should pay higher tax rates. So basically you have somewhere around three quarters of Americans saying, no, we don't want to give the rich another tax cut. In fact, we want to raise their taxes. They are not paying their fair share. Now, I wonder who the GOP and who Trump's going to listen to. It ain't the people. Okay. Now, this poll joins many, many others for many years in saying that, look, hey, the rich and powerful, they've got too much influence on our government, too much influence on our politics, and because of that, they pay too little, and they end up shifting the cost over to us. Now, the American people also know that tax cuts do not create growth. Even Ronald Reagan, the patron saint of tax cuts, figured that out when, during his administration, after his gigantic tax cuts, he ended up having to raise taxes 11 times to try to cover the shortfall. Oh, what happened to that dynamic effect? Oh, right, it didn't happen because it's bullcrap. So again, how's the GOP going to sell it? Well, they're going to lie, they're going to obfuscate, and they're going to, of course, blame fake news for misreporting the impacts of his tax cut. That's what he's going to do because that's what they do every time. But thankfully, the American people have access to facts, and they also kind of know when they're being screwed. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.